selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector.
Welcome to the IPA Champions Cup, live on Sporty Stuff TV. A warm welcome to our host, Kelly Scott.
Good evening and welcome to day 3 of the 2021 Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. Coming live from the Pride Media Centre in Gateshead every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon and evening for the next 8 weeks. Now, we've had yet another amazing day here. So many great games. I can't wait to see the final tonight. So, as always, I'm joined by our resident expert, Mark Pickworth. Mark, for anyone who missed the 2 games today, what can we expect from today's winners?
Well, I think one thing we can expect is going to be a different kind of style. You know, we've got the calm and steady approach from the hot shot, and then we've got the fast and exciting approach from, you know, the rocket.
And who's really down as the favourite for tonight? You never like saying it just before a game, but who is down as the favourite, would you say?
No, I don't like to say who the favourite is. It's not really fair when they can actually listen to me. But, you know, on pen and paper, you know, Gavin's the number 16 seed in this tournament. So, you know, there'll be a lot of people sort of backing him. But, you know, we've seen Robert play this afternoon. So don't be surprised if we do see another upset tonight.
Now, one thing, if you were watching last night, some of the games over the past couple of nights, the finals, have been quite fast. Are you expecting something quite similar tonight?
Well, definitely. I mean, they've both got sort of excellent sort of potting ability, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see anything. You know, anything could happen tonight. Really. I
think every day we've had some shocks, haven't we? And you're going to be in the commentary box. Are you looking forward to seeing this game close up?
I always look forward to watching these games close up, and you know, again, I'll be looking forward. You know, we've got Gavin who just shows a lot of emotion, and that'll be really a spectacle for TV.
OK, well, I think we shouldn't make them wait any longer, or make you wait any longer. Do you want to go ahead, get yourself into the commentary box? OK, without further ado, let's get this started tonight, and let's meet our first player.
Introducing a Scottish international and former professional snooker player. He's ready for the challenge and raring to go. It's Hot Shot, Robert Stevens!
Good evening, Robert. I've got to say, Hot Shot, I'm very happy to see you here right now, but I've got a feeling there's somebody at home that's even happier because Robert showed me a lovely video earlier. What was it?
Yeah, my 5-year-old son seen me potting a black and he went crazy celebrating in front of the TV, so it was good. And the wife's let them stay up tonight to watch it, so hi boys.
Yeah, say a little hello. Now, after your game today of how it all went, obviously you did win, but after being on the table, are you going to change your approach at all?
No, not at all. I started a wee bit cagey earlier, but I changed my game, was more positive, so I'll go for my shots tonight and just play my own game.
And is it more nerve-wracking? Because obviously we've got the TV here and we know that your family's watching. Are you a bit more nervous?
No, not at all. I'll just get in the zone, focus on the balls at hand, focus on each frame and just take it from there.
See, that's what you've got to do, isn't it? Well, why don't you take a seat?
Cheers.
And best of luck. OK, so we've got our Hot Shot in place. But who's he playing against? Let's meet player number 2.
Allow me to introduce the IPA number 16 and arguably the most improved player on the tour. It's the Rocket, Gav Robinson!
Hi, Gav.
Hiya.
So, obviously you played a little bit earlier on today. What have you done in between then and now? How do you like to prepare for kind of 2 matches in one day?
I just went home and relaxed for a little bit, had a bath and headed back, so see how it goes.
So you're feeling nice and refreshed?
Yeah.
And obviously you would have, you know, you've seen your opponent play earlier on today. Does that change the way you're going to play? Are you going to kind of adapt at all to how he played earlier on?
Never, I'm always going to play my own game.
I like that. And do you ever get, I mean, you seem very confident. Does anything make you nervous when you're playing?
Not really.
It's uber confidence here. You are seeming very strong indeed. And when was the last tournament you won?
It's been a while. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think we've been out 13 months now, haven't we? So.
Right. So would it mean a lot to win this one?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Right then, well, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Go and take a seat. And best of luck. Okay, so we have the Rocket versus Hotshot. But who is going to win? Why don't I turn over now to our commentary team with Kevin Barton and Mark Pickworth.
Good evening, everyone.
Frame 1, Gavin Robinson to break.
Our referee, Brian
Timer.
Moss, gets this final underway. And what a final it is going to be. We've got the hotshot, Robert Stephen, up against the Rocket, Gavin Robinson. It's Scotland v England. This, I think, could be the match of the tournament so far, after what we saw in this afternoon's matches. Delighted to be joined by our resident expert, Mark Pickworth. Mark, what's your views on this one?
Yeah, good evening, Kevin. You know, I said a little bit in the intro, and you know, Gavin is the favourite for this, and there'll be a lot of people at home that will be backing him. But the way Roberts played this afternoon,
Extension,
you know,
please.
he showed some quality about his play. So again, I wouldn't be surprised of another shock that's in store, especially with what we've had over these past couple of days.
Yeah, I think Robert showed enough in that in his match this afternoon to show that he's here to play. He's not just you know, he might be relatively new to the game, but he's not just here to make the numbers up. He's here to do a job and get through to the last 16. And you know, likewise, Gavin, he was pretty impressive. That was a good win against Alex O'Donoghue this afternoon. Didn't miss much. Looked really sharp. And you know, I said on the commentary earlier that I thought the difference might be the you know, having a bit more match practice that Gavin had, you know, last week in the event we did at Bridlington, and I think that proved to be the case.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, he did sort of say that in his interview a little bit, you know. So you know, he has sort of had a bit of extra match practice, as it so be, and where you know, the hot shot he probably hasn't, and. It definitely showed, but I'm not so sure that could show again tonight, because it is the final. There's a lot at stake, so I can't wait to see what the action's going to bring us.
Yeah, I said it was Scotland v England. It's almost a repeat of day one when we had Ross Fernie in the final against Mr. Nice Guy Conor Tracy, and it was Scotland who came out victorious on that occasion. What will be the result tonight? Always a bit of extra spice when it's Scotland v England.
Oh, definitely, and I think we've got a few more clashes like that over the coming weeks. And I mean, if you don't tune in for them, then I'm not sure what you're going to be watching instead.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of drama unfold over the next 7 weeks after this week. We're just at the end of our first week. And as the competition really heats up. Needs that yellow to run on. And the facial expression says it all. And little bits of run like that could be the difference between these two players.
Yeah, it could, but it's still sort of early on, so you know, normally it spreads out evenly, but sometimes it can go one way as well, and hopefully it will spread out.
So first chance comes and goes for the Rocket. Let's see how calm and composed the hot shot is. Certainly lived up to his nickname early on, making short work of a very gallant Vicky Lomax. She managed to peg Robert back at one frame all, and then the match just sort of went away from her a little. Robert got into his stride and was pretty flawless for about 4 frames. Then managed to just do enough to get over the line at the end. Robert is an ex-snooker player, so expect to not see him miss many pots. Nice cue action. Seems to be settling down nicely into his stride. A couple of ways he could play this. If he's got enough angle, he could spin the white round off a couple of cushions, maybe even 3 cushions. Has he got the pace? Well, the question's been asked of this black. Preparing himself. First big shot of the match. No mistake, right into the heart of the pocket. First frame to the hot shot, and we'll be right back after this break.
Frame 2. Robert Stephen to break, leading 1 frame to 0. Time running.
You join us for the second frame in tonight's final. And the hot shot who nicely pinched that first frame gets the action underway. And first objective complete there. Ball down from the break. So anyone new to black ball rules, new to pool, that just means that Robert now stays at the table, and the next ball that he legally pots will be the colour that he's on. And the way those balls are spread, he could take his pick there, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, the yellows are definitely the better set. I mean, he's got this one tricky down on the cushion, but he's on it straight away. So, you know, I think he should take this one now, and then he'll have a choice of balls probably down at the bottom end, and he'll probably go about his work like that. I wouldn't say he's on this.
Yeah, I thought he'd have taken the. Sorry, Mark. I thought he'd have taken this yellow down at the bottom end.
Yeah, me
first,
too.
And then worked his way up the table.
Yeah, me too. And you know, I mean, everyone's got different ways. We're seeing a few different ways from the hot shot. Maybe more because of his snooker background. You know, and he's only been playing pool for 4 years, so. You know, in one of them years, he was one of the Scottish IM champions in 2019. So he's come a long way in a very short space of time.
Yeah, it certainly has. Likes a bit of DJing and a bit of dance music. Well, he's certainly making that cue ball dance at the moment to his tune.
I mean, looking at the black there, Kevin, I think it goes in both corners, but obviously the bottom right is definitely the shot to be playing. I think it just squeezes by.
Well, that's not reacted how he wanted it to. He wanted to come up the left-hand side of the table there. So now he's got a little bit of work to do to get onto the black. Going to have to spin that white ball off a couple of cushions. Just makes the pot. That is mighty tight into the bottom right corner. I'm not sure he's got a full pocket. No, he's not sure. He's not sure.
10 seconds.
I mean, it looks tight on that camera angle there.
Please.
think he'd have liked to be behind it.
Extension. And in it goes from the Scotsman. No problem, right into the centre of the pocket. Made it look pretty easy in the end. And that's puts him into a 2-0 lead. So, the hot shot from Glasgow. It's his hometown. And as you say, Mark, not been playing pool that long, only been playing 4 years. Which is not much time at all, but obviously he's got the basics with the cue action.
Yeah, he certainly has. I mean, we was talking about it this afternoon. You know, Dean Shields was in the assisting me in comms earlier on. You know, so thank you very much for Dean Shields for filling in for us. And you know, we was going on about sort of the things that he wants to win, and you know, his pool ambition is to be Scottish champion. You know, we know from the IPA that the amount of Scottish players. You know, even if there's like 6 in the international team, there's going to be another 14 that's been left out, which could have easily got in that team, couldn't there?
Yeah, very, very tough school. And anybody who wins the Scottish Championships have thoroughly deserved it. So, break there from Gav. See a yellow going in. But I mean, Red's look the best balls, but he's got a little bit of difficulty at this, obviously at the bottom end of the table. So if he wants to keep attacking, he's going to have to get creative. I mean, with Gav's experience, you know, I'm just wondering if he might sort of change his game plan a bit. You know, he might just try to get make the odd frame a little bit more tactical.
Yeah, but we've been playing with Gavin for, God, 3 or 4 years now, and he's always had the same style, hasn't he? And I don't think the tactical sort of side suits him very well, to be honest. But because when he's on his form, when he's on it, he can really bring it to the table, can't he?
Oh yeah, once he gets going, he's a match for anyone. Is this going to reach? Is this going to reach?
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit.
No.
Time running.
And that is a careless mistake from the Rocket. But he did, as I suspected he might do, he did try to cover a bag. I'm just thinking he must be of the, you know, sometimes it's, you know, playing your opponent, isn't it? You know, not just playing your own game. And you know, he must think he's got the tactical advantage. So if you know, if any of the frames do go a little bit tight, then you know, he's potentially the favourite. I know it's not his natural game, but maybe in this final, that's what he should be adopting. Be interested to get his views after the match, whatever the outcome.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, we already mentioned there's definitely a contrast of styles, so maybe we might see some different styles from both players. You know, depending on how some of these frames are going. You know, and there's still quite a bit of work to do in this frame, so this is no formality for anybody.
Well, one thing's for certain, Robert's not going to be playing safe. It's certainly not going to be his forte. He's going to play to his strength, which is just dishing these balls up.
10 seconds.
Does that yellow go in that bottom right hand corner pocket? I mean, on the First glances it doesn't, but he was queuing it up as if it did. Well, he's put the white absolutely on a sixpence where he was lining it up. Now he's playing it off the red. Well, this is a tricky shot. But played superbly. Can he finish the job off? It looks like he's going to do. This is pretty impressive stuff. Living up to his nickname. And in the black goes. That's the 3-0 lead to the Hot Shot. Can he keep it up? We'll be right back after the break.
Frame 4. Robert Stephen to break, leading 3 frames to 0. Time running.
Welcome back. Frame 4 in this race to 7. The winner will take the place in the last 16. Where they'll join the likes of Ross Fernie and Andy Crosdale, who've been our winners from the first two days. And so far, it's all been one-way traffic. Pretty good break there from the Hot Shot. Good split, potted to red. And straight away, first opportunity in this 4th frame.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he'd like to take the yellows for me, because I'm sure that yellow goes past this in this bottom right-hand corner. But this is a big shot. But he is quite settled, so I'm not expecting him to pot this. Not the best, not the worst, but you know, he's still got a great chance here, you know, for another break and clearance.
It was quite interesting during the break watching the players. Robert was calm as you like, just sat in his seat. I think he touched his shirt collar, and that was about it. Whereas Gavin was sat there, he was touching his cue, having a drink. He tried to sit still for about 3 seconds, but that was 2 seconds too long. He was very, very fidgety.
Yeah, and that's just exactly how we know Gavin into, you know, I don't think he'll ever change, you know, throughout the rest of his career, definitely not.
Absolutely not. It was great to see the contrast in personalities in that break. Slight error from Robert. Going to have to pull out pretty difficult plant. But whatever's been put in front of him, he's been up to the job. However, that has just run a little bit too far. The cue ball. A glimmer of light for the rocket.
Foul. 1 free shot, 1 visit. Time running.
So that error gives the advantage back to Gav in this frame. Can he settle and take these out?
Ten seconds.
He certainly needs to
Extension,
find
please.
lift off soon. So again, if you're new to black ball rules, from that foul, he has the opportunity to have the cue ball in hand behind the white line. So he just has a first free shot. So his first shot is a free shot. and he's hit that way too hard. All he wanted to do was set that one up, but it's just run on next to the black. That's an absolute disaster. So as I was saying, the first free shot can do pretty much anything, apart from pot the white or pot the black.
10 seconds.
And then you just have one visit after that. So do you think he's going to keep attacking these, Mark?
Well, I think he's got to try and make something happen. I think if he does stop playing negative, I just don't think it'll do Gavin any favours, because you know the way he likes to play is fast and exciting. So, you know, I'm expecting he probably will go for these and he'll try and get these balls out. He's got to try and make something happen.
The danger is he pushes the boat out a bit too far and gives the frame to his opponent. There's a big difference in 3-1 and 4-0. Just not sure what he's playing there, Mark. I think he's just, don't know. He's just, I think he's a bit shell-shocked at what Robert's thrown at him.
Yeah, I mean, the way he's played that shot. But, I mean, he's recovered lovely there, hasn't he? So he's now got he's going to get half a chance here.
Yeah, it's a well thought out recovery shot, but this next one's going to be even more difficult, I think, to get good position on this last red. He needs to be careful he doesn't snooker himself behind the yellow. Okay, one big shot. He's going to have to pump this round off a few cushions. This is the biggest shot of the match so far for the Rocket.
10 seconds.
Here it comes. Has it got the pace? Has it got the pace? Oh, that is so unlucky. What a fantastic effort. Just needed another couple of inches of pace on that ball. Has he pulled it out?
Frame.
Oh, what a fantastic shot from the Rocket. We have liftoff. Well, so that'll be certainly in the highlights reel. That is such a fantastic shot under massive pressure, Mark. I mean, if he misses that, he's going to be 4-0 down. You know, it could be in the car home in 20 minutes, and all of a sudden that one piece of brilliance, it might turn this match around.
Yeah, definitely, and he'll feel a lot better after that. You know, like I said, you know, he's got to try and make something happen because he's that style of player. So I reckon we should sit down and just admire what's going to happen next.
Frame 5. Gavin Robinson to break, trailing 3 frames to 1. Time running.
What he needs now is a nice breaking dish just to cement that frame, get himself right back into this match. What he doesn't want to do is just break, hand the table over his opponent, and be 4-1 down the next time he sees a ball. Probably not one of his best breaks. Didn't quite get hold of them. The balls didn't split that brilliantly. The only plus side is he's not left anything too easy. And that draws an error from his opponent. So Gav didn't have long to wait for his next chance.
10 seconds. Extension, please.
So the demeanour's changed a little bit for Gavin. You know, he's doing his strutting stuff again now. So maybe he's feeling a little bit better. And you know, when he's like this, he is a very, very dangerous player.
You surprised at the choice of yellows there?
Yeah, I am. I'm not sure what he's looking at, but you know, he's got that ball over that right middle, so you know, he can sort of clash into them. But we've seen, you know, on this cloth, when you do clash into balls, you know, things can go wrong, and maybe we've already gone wrong.
I mean, this is, you know, what we've seen is this is generally Gavin's type of style, isn't it? You know, all-out attack.
10 seconds.
Which is maybe why he's not quite won the titles, because it's very, very difficult to play like that for, you know, maybe 4 or 5 rounds in a tournament to you know, to take home the title. But certainly great entertainment to watch. That's not finished too well. Just trusting to luck a little bit, but you just never know where they're going to end up. And on this occasion, not the best.
10 seconds.
If the yellow goes in the left centre, I know it's a very thin slice. Maybe plant top corner. Where's the white?
One free shot, one visit. Time running.
And that's a disaster for the Rocket.
I'll say he's probably a little bit unlucky there to clip the red, and the sort of top left-hand bag sort of opened up, didn't it? But, you know, when the ball's travelling, you know, it can sort of go against you sometimes. Sort of feel the worst now for Gavin. You know, he's pushed the boat out a little bit, been a bit unlucky, and sort of got back into it, and now he could be finding himself back in the same position. So Robert takes these out, you know, he's back in control.
He's got a lovely pace around the table, Robert. Never looks hurried. Maybe just left a fraction more angle than he would have liked. Shouldn't cause any problems, but just got to give it the care and attention.
Just looking at the angle he's left there, he's probably going to have to play now probably 2 long shots. So this will be the first one, and then followed one pretty much the same distance, unless he can actually run this through, can he?
Oh, well did he cue that. That was sweet as a nut. right in the heart of the pocket. And this black to take a 4-1 lead. And there's no mistake, and the hot shot goes into that 4-1 lead. Can he continue? We'll be right back after this break.
Frame 6, Robert Stephen to break, leading 4 frames to 1. Time running.
Welcome back, everyone. Referee Brian Moss gets frame 6 underway. Can the hot shot continue his good work so far? It's been pretty impressive stuff so far from the Glaswegian. What has the rocket got left in the fuel tanks? We thought he might have had liftoff after that fantastic black that he potted. But all went wrong in the last frame.
Extension, please.
At this level, Mark, you just can't afford to give your opponents easy chances, can you? Because the players are just too good.
Yeah, they certainly are, and you know, we see it sort of, you know, tour in, tour out. You know, there'll be some players that, you know, they take their chances very, very well, and there's not just like 1 or 2. There's like 10 or 15, and even more. You know, especially with some of these amateurs that's coming through these ranks. You know, the sort of skills in depth are absolutely supreme.
Ten seconds.
Clever little shot there from Robert. Just potted that and used the yellow to hold the white, but also just to try and move it out of the way for the black into that corner pocket. Not sure he's done that, but it was a good attempt.
Yeah, it looks like he's been a bit unlucky there. I mean, the black's sort of still in the open, so he does go in both the middle bags. So, I mean, he's set out now, isn't he? So you'll see him go for all of these.
Oh, it's a delightful little touch. That's just slightly short of pace. I don't think he can hold, can he? May have to send the white across left-hand side of the table and back again. Yeah, he tried to pinch a bit of the pocket. And missed the pot. So, what's the rocket got in response?
10 seconds. Extension, please.
You said at the start of the show, the rocket's currently ranked number 16 in the pro ranks. Just demonstrating his improvement over the last few years. Turned pro in 2017, and yeah, he's had some good performances. That's some nice chunk of ranking points that have got him to number 16, but you know, he doesn't want to finish there. He wants to keep pushing and you know, win one of these big titles to put on his CV. Well, it's not finished too good. However, he's got this yellow into the left centre, which will give him an opportunity to bump that yellow out. But he needs to do it on this shot, needs to judge it right. This is a big shot. just got a little bit too much side on, and it's just gone a little bit wrong. It's just turning out to be one of those bad nights at the office so far for the Rocket. What's he got? Can he turn it around? Well, he's got it all to do now. He's had to slow down. He wants to leave a double. I think he might be just okay there, Mark.
Yeah, he does, and that's what he's played, hasn't he? So he had 2 shots at it. Oh, that's unlucky.
Oh. It's the story of the match for him so far, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple of things sort of not gone his way. He's had a couple of bad kisses, and you know, and that's pretty much the reason why he's behind. Because Robert has taken some really good chances out. You know, he probably should have had this after his first opportunity, but he's getting another chance at it, and this is looking like 5 frames to 1.
No mistake with that last red. And this easy black to move into a 5-1 lead. And we'll be right back after this break.
Frame 7. Gavin Robinson to break, trailing 5 frames to 1. Time running.
Welcome back, everyone. Frame 7 underway. And you sort of feel now that there's no going back now for the Rocket. He needs to play pretty much faultless pool from here on to the end.
Yeah, he does, and you know, he's you know, we've said it already. You know, he needs to make something happen, and I think we'll probably see him go for pretty much every finish, and just think he can hopefully get 2 or 3, and he could be right back in this game.
Yeah, and as usually happens when things are just not going your way, the ball's split far and wide, and they're just never quite that easy, are they? There's little clusters there. So he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to take these out, but he starts now, and yellows are his colour. But he's potted the yellow, and I sort of feel like reds are the best balls.
10 seconds.
Well, there's a collector's item. A safety shot from the Rocket, who unsurprisingly lists Ronnie O'Sullivan as one of his favourite sports persons. He's also a big Newcastle fan.
On the other side with the hot shot, he's a big Celtic fan, and his favourite sportsman was Roy Keane.
Probably why he's got the green on his shirt.
10 seconds.
Celtic colours.
Well, we're seeing some very rare shots from Gavin here, and you know what? I think he actually thinks he's still in this match, so I don't think he's given up yet. Definitely not.
Oh, one thing's for certain: he won't be giving up at all. Even if he's 6-1 down and Robert's got straight black into the corner, he'll still think he can win. great attitude. But this frame's now getting to the nitty gritty. Who's going to go for the finish first?
And this is a frame that Gavin's got to win. Because, you know, if he does go 6-1 down, I just don't see any coming back for him at all.
He wants that to stay over the bag. Yeah, Gav's showing that he has got a safety game in his armoury.
Yeah, he has, and I think we've seen it all in this frame.
Yeah, that'll be it till next year. But that's a clever shot there from Robert. Very clever shot. Knew that if you could free the red up, it went into the right corner.
If he clears this other corner, you know, this could be another frame on the board for him. I think that goes.
You won't be too upset with that. Yeah, I think that goes past.
I think we can tell that it does, because he's soon sped round there to take that ball into the middle, and this is a great opportunity to get one frame away from victory.
Just enough room for that to squeeze past. No problem at all for the hot shot. And this easy black for a 6-1 lead. And 1 foot in the last 16.
Frame.
No mistake. 6-1 it is. And there doesn't seem to be much that the Rocket can do about it. You can't just stop him and do anything.
No, everything is sort of going about his game, and you know, he's getting everything. His positional's, you know, really, really strong, and you know, I can't see a way back for Gavin now, you know, to be honest with you.
And it'll be Robert to break as well.
Frame 8. Robert Stephen to break, leading 6 frames to 1. Time running.
Been very impressive so far from the Glaswegian.
Void break.
Black potted from the break. That just means we rack them up and start again. Yeah, he's certainly announced himself in the Champions Cup this year with aplomb.
Yeah, he certainly has, and what a way to start. You know, some of your IPA sort of highlights straight away is, you know, I mean, when he first arrived to the venue, you know, you could see that demeanour about him. He was going to be calm, collective, and all of that, and you know, he's not disappointed, especially when he's got on this base.
Yes, he's certainly been very, very calm, impressive around the table. Looks confident, but not overconfident. Kept a nice pace.
Void break. Robert Stephen
Pretty
break
much
again with
potted
no penalty.
just about everything. I can think of
Time
one
running.
pot that he's missed in the match. And when it's your night, it's your night. on any other day, the white goes straight into the corner pocket, but not on this occasion.
But normally when we get a re-rack, Kevin, doesn't it? You know, when the black does goes in, you normally always try the one after, aren't you? It's just always inevitable.
Please.
It's one of the unwritten rules of pool. It always seems to happen, as you say. But again, his saving grace is that he's not left absolute rollings. There is a little bit of work to do for Gav with that red at the top left corner of the table. It feels like when we cast our mind back to the first frame, and Gav was really unlucky when he potted his penultimate red.
10 seconds.
And one of Robert's balls came round and just blocked the path of his last ball. It sort of feels that that's been the pattern of the match.
Yeah, definitely. It seems that way. I mean, you know, Gavin, you know, said in his interview sort of before the match, you know, he wasn't going to change his style for anyone, and it is just always down to their day. So we're probably seeing some of that now.
He's played that well, though. Well thought out positional shot. Choice into the right centre or right corner. Went for the centre, and yet again another mistake. And he could have well played his last shot in the 2021 Champions Cup. He'll be bitterly disappointed, as will his legion of fans, particularly in the northeast. It's just been a bad day at the office for the Rocket.
I mean, the only way I can see this sort of finish going wrong is just that yellow that's just below the right middle. But even that's not so hard for the way that Roberts played pretty much throughout this final match.
So there, Gavin, his seat, resting his head on his hand. We all know, Mark, when things go against you in this game, it's a horrible game to have to play sometimes.
Yeah, it's just nothing you can do. Yeah, you just got to stay sat in your seat, haven't you? And you know, sometimes wait for a chance, but there's a lot of times they don't come along.
Not when your opponent is playing as clinical as what Robert Stephen is. 2 pots away from a place in the last 16. The hard work's done. Just settle himself for this final black. And in it goes. Well played, Robert Stephen. He takes his place in the last 16 of the 2021 Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. Fantastic performance and thoroughly deserved his 7-1 victory. Unlucky to Gav Robinson, just wasn't your day. And we'll be right back to listen from both players after this break.
Good evening and welcome back to day 3 of the 2021 Sporty Stuff TV Champions Cup. What a game we've just seen. I'm joined as always by resident expert Mark Pickworth. Come on, What did you think of that last game?
Well, it had a bit of everything. I think when we will talk to the players, we'll find out a bit more about what's gone off. But, you know, we've seen some great performances today in the game. We've seen a great performance from the hot shot in tonight's final. You know, Gavin's just fell a little bit short. You know, he's definitely had a few things sort of go against him. You know, and no doubt he'll tell us about what's gone off.
We'd love to speak to you now. Do you want to come and join us, Gavin? So, and I know it's tough to say how you're feeling right now because I can see from your face, you know, you're not too happy.
Take him on the chin, you know.
Yeah.
I felt good out there, you know. I don't think I've done a lot wrong. Obviously, the scoreline doesn't reflect it, but I got off to a really good start. To be fair, I felt really good in that first frame. Obviously, I've played a ball off the middle. For that ball to stop there, you know, you're talking 1 in 100 at that pace. It's gone round off 2 cushions, an inch either way. I'm plumb on the last ball. I've got the black in the middle. I'm off to a great start, 1-0. Obviously, he wins the first frame. It swings the other way. I'm under it a little bit straight away because I'm chasing instead of being ahead, you know. Obviously, I had the first chance. I did let a couple slip. I just felt like every time I went to the table, I had the awkward finish. It was like I sort of opened the door for 2 or 3 where lads at that level, you know, they don't miss them finishes when you leave the table open. But I felt sometimes when I was at the table, I had to go because the other balls was always favourite, if you know. So I was like, I felt like I had my back to the wall a little bit sometimes. What happened there towards the end of a second 5-2 down? I think I've kicked a yellow out on the side rail, kicked it up the table. I think it's deflected off the red and somehow managed over on the other side rail, which is virtually an impossible shot if it doesn't hit the red. But I don't know how I got it there, to be honest, that one. And then I've played the double and it's gone both jaws and not gone in, you know. Another night it's in 4-2 and back in the game. Obviously 5-1, you're against it. As I say, I don't make excuses, you know. If I'd have been a bit tighter on that one in the middle, first frame, then could have been a different game. But I don't feel like I played bad, if you know. The scoreline doesn't reflect 7-1. Obviously, I was in the frames, I just couldn't nick them.
What did you think? What were you thinking of the game, Mark?
Yeah, it's interesting. He's sort of mentioned that, you know, he's right. You know, in the first frame, you know, he shouldn't have been 1-0 down. He had the better chance, and that was probably the only best chance he had in the opening sort of, you know, of that match. You know, towards like, you know, you've already said, you know, all the frames that you've had the first chance in. Both colours were like not great, and the colours you wanted that you should have taken, you couldn't take, and it just put you against it straight away.
Yeah, I think. Sometimes we're going like about going dry, but if you go dry, sometimes it opens the door for him to make the mistake. Obviously, I'm getting a ball in. I think I've got a ball on every break. I've kept the white on the table every break. I don't think I've seen a finish off a break. Like, where literally I'm thinking, well, first frame, that was my best opportunity to take them out from the break. Obviously, it's just mind-blowing sometimes, isn't it? But under the next one at the weekend, it's sometimes they come out for you, sometimes you don't, you know. I've not missed easy chances, so I can't go away and say, obviously he's took his chances really well, you know. He's not let me back to the table, which is what he's got to do in that scenario. If he misses 1 or 2 of them chances, I'm sitting at 3-all instead of 6-1, you know, or 4-3 even. I'm happy in the game, but because, to be fair, he's took them really well, but he's had no traffic in his way on a couple of them, and then a couple of the breaks he's hit them really nice. I think he's had 2 run-outs off the break, so I don't think I've done a lot wrong, to be fair. It was just I was a bit frustrated with myself, I think, because I let a couple slip what I should have got, but as I say, they weren't lammies, you know. It's you've just got to keep pushing forward, haven't you? It's short races, they don't suit me, I don't think. I like to be in them, you know, the bigger races, you get in the game a bit more, because like there at 5-6-1, you feel like you know, if you're playing a longer race at 5-6-1, you're still happy, you're still in the game, you know. It can swing so easy, can't it? Within like a minute or two, it's back at 8-all, you know.
And even the frame that you won, you know, you're 3-0 down. You know, the hot shots had the better chance in that frame. You know, you've got a chance, and the reverse red into the opposite pocket to come round, and you rested on top of the black. You know, what was going through your mind then? I bet you just thought, you know, why is it all going wrong?
To be fair, that frame was probably the worst shot in the match I've played, because first shot I've got 2 shots. I've got a red on the bottom rail, what's obviously awkward to get on. And I've tried to put that red down over the other bag, so that's my second to last ball. Just drop it in. I've got the one along the bottom rail. But when I've played it, to be fair, that table's lightning. Like, it's just, I think the frame before, I haven't hit a cushion, so I've tried to make sure I've reached rather than not reach. And it's ended up just going totally wrong. I think I pulled a good shot out to kick it in, but then I've been left with a terrible one. I nailed the pot somehow, I think. But
Yeah, you did. It was one of probably the best
actually
shots of the
looked at
match,
the angle,
and that was the only frame you won, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
what a
well,
black it was.
I still had to pull the black out as well, as I say. Just sometimes it's hard work, but you just got to keep pushing forward. You know, I'm happy the way I'm playing. To be fair, I think it's only a matter of time before I'm breaking through the doors. You know, I've been knocking on the door. Like, obviously we've been in lockdown now, but before that I was constantly like there at the end of the tournament. You know, which for me is a big step forward, because I've never been a good tournament player. Like, as I say, I like the longer races better, so I prefer the money games and that environment of people screaming and shouting. You know, when it's quiet in there, and sometimes that can go away a little bit. You know, it's.
I mean, you say you're not a good tournament player. I mean, you're the number 16 seed in this tournament.
Well, obviously,
so you know, you're not got there for any reason. You know,
No.
you know that the standards like yourself, don't you?
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not a good tournament player. I just mean for me comfort zone. I like the longer races better, because you know you're not chasing early doors. You never feel like you're chasing in them longer races. You know, it gives you a bit more. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. They're sprints, aren't they?
I think when you watch it back, you like it, particularly the black that you got really excited over. Well, thank you so much. Shame it didn't go your way today, but it was an amazing match, and it was great to have you with us today. Thanks so much. And now, obviously, we've got to welcome Robert over. Come join me. Again, the smile says it all. Big old smile there. I bet you're glad your son stayed up to watch the game.
He sure did. They should be sleeping by now, right enough. He's at school in the morning.
OK, so for you, how was the game? How did you find it
I
start to
felt
finish?
completely calm, composed. I felt as if any chance I was getting, I was just going to put it away. I felt super confident out there. I know you said at the start Gav seemed super confident, but I felt in total control throughout the whole match. And I think my temperament, playing that environment, it suits me. When you're playing the club, obviously I've got a snooker background, so it's a bit rowdy, music playing and stuff like that. I prefer that. It's more like snooker, it's more like a snooker setup. So I absolutely loved it.
What were your thoughts on the game then?
I mean, we've seen a real sort of elegant style of yourself, throughout, and really from frame 2 in this afternoon, where we finally saw what you could produce, and then we've just seen it pretty much every frame tonight. Did you actually think that you sort of played like that?
Yeah, I decided, obviously, for early doors against Vicky, that I was just going to go for my chances. There was a couple of opportunities, even in frames tonight, where I thought, well, I play tactical, go for hang a bag of that, but I thought, you know what, just back yourself. I can pot them off the lampshades, so just back yourself and go for it.
Yeah, definitely. And, one thing I was really impressed with, watching it back there in comms was your break. I mean, every time, do you put in, the screw back on it? Because you seem to be coming straight back in the middle.
Yeah, I've just tried to concentrate. The amount of times I was going in off in middle bags or corner bags. So the last week or so I've just been working, keeping the white as close to centre as the table as I possibly can.
We definitely saw evidence of that one, definitely. Yeah. But, yeah.
And it was great. How do you feel now? Because you were saying you're quite new to the tour and everything. This feels like your boom, I'm here moment.
Yeah, definitely. It gets your name out there. People back in Scotland know the level I can play at. I compete with the best players up there. So I know if I bring my A game to these tournaments, I'll compete with the best guys in it.
I know you've already had a great response today from your first game. I imagine when you get back, your phone's going to be
I'll probably have run out of battery. I think I'm on 40% before I started my match there.
Was there a lot of people from home watching you today?
Yeah, it's been all over Facebook and Twitter, etc. So there's been a big crowd backing me. So I'd like to thank all of them for their support.
And just one thing I just want to bring up, on your CV that you've, the player profile that you gave me, you're currently the Scottish number 5 in the rankings, and we all know from the IPA, the amount of talent in Scotland. I mean, there could be 30 or 40 players that could be in that top 5. Is that what you agree with?
Yeah, listen, the level you're playing it up in Scotland, obviously you've got Liam, Mark, Scott Gillespie, Ross Fernie. That's just 4 off the top of your head that you're trying to compete against. But there's at least anybody in the top 32 in Scotland are top players. And there's even some guys that don't even play on the tour, like Jamie Burnett, etc. I mean, so you've got major competition up there.
And it's funny you should mention Jamie Burnett, because is he one of your most favourite players to watch, is that right?
Love him, honestly. Could watch a guy play all day and just spend it every day in his company. Absolute legend, player.
Brilliant.
just before I finish, can I just say thanks to Paul and Natasha at McGoldrick's. They've provided us with the best club in Scotland by far to practice in, and obviously thanks to Paul for giving me this opportunity playing here.
I hope they're all watching tonight. I'm sure they are cheering along.
I'm sure they will.
Oh, congratulations. I hope that your little boy's at the bed, but he's probably not. He's probably jumping around. When honestly, the video, we'll try and pinch it off you and put it somewhere online, because he's jumping on the sofa, isn't he? It's absolutely adorable. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing you again. Oh, yeah. I've had a great time. I'll be in the next. I think I'm learning a lot from you all, so you never know. I could be joining next year.
Yeah, she's going to get plenty of training, so we're definitely heading in the right direction.
I'll ask each one of you for a tip, and then by the end of it, I'll be the best. That's the dream, anyway. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
I'll let you go and
right.
have a bit of a celebration.
Well done.
OK, so we've got our first 3 in the top 16.
Yeah, what a week that's been. You know, it's been
I feel
awesome.
slightly traumatised, but in a good way. I think it's been... We've had a lot of shocks. And I think there's been... I know, you know, we think who we're going to win. I like the way we didn't really know what to predict.
Yeah, well, I'm pleased that I sort of predicted it in my intro earlier on. You know,
See,
I said, don't be surprised.
I knew you'd be patting yourself on the back there because you got it right.
Well, I have to, don't I? Nobody else is doing it round here, so...
OK, so we've got our first 3. So we've got next week, obviously we are back again from Monday at 3 o'clock. But what have we got? Who have we got on next week?
Well, next week we've got probably one of the most exciting players to sort of hit our bays and in our IPA ranks. You know, we've got Jordan Shepherd. He's going to be playing Wade Morley.
Right. What sort of players are they?
Well, we've got Sheppy. He's absolutely lightning fast. He's, you know, you thought that Gavin was fast and exciting. You know, Sheppy just brings a different style. I'm not sure I'm going to actually sort of discuss the way that he's going to be, to be honest. But
don't know how the cameras are going to be able to capture it.
No, no.
It's going so fast.
And he's playing a great player in Wade Morley. You know, I mean, I hear from Wade. I think he texts me like every day. You know, because he's so excited. He cannot wait to play. He cannot wait to sort of, you know, show his skills on the TV. And I think that one could be a right exciting match.
Yeah, what else have we got there? So, let's see. Oh, well, these are your picks anyway.
They are my picks. So we'll start with match 1 then. So I've got Jonathan Bushnell against Miles Deleuze. I mean, it's a 50-50 match, that is. You know, Jonathan's a very experienced sort of Welsh player, and then we've got Miles Deleuze. He used to play for the Welsh side, but I think he's got Welsh in him, but he lives in sort of very close to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a great match, but, you know, I think Miles can just edge that.
That's it. And then what else have we got to look forward to then for the next few days?
What do you mean for the next?
So we've got a big mix still to come. Have we got anyone else that we think is going to be crazy and dynamic and cause a bit of a stir?
Well, next week we'll also see Clint Jansen.
Right.
I mean, he's the fans' favourite. You know, he plays all the types of cue sports, and I think everyone cannot wait to watch him.
Yeah, I really can't. I mean, already I'm surprised at who we've got in the top 3. I think it's brilliant. Were you surprised tonight that we've got someone that wasn't seeded getting through?
I'd say yes, but I'd also say no, because I've been sort of proved wrong every time, you know. I mean, if you look at the last 16 now, we've got 2 sort of the qualifiers that's into the last 16 and only 1 professional. Yeah. So, you know, could that change? Probably not. You know, it's probably just going to continue with some of these qualifiers. Now, looking back at the past week, well, the past 3 days, really, like our first start of it, what are the most standout moments for you, would you say? I mean, we'll start with the first day, really. I mean, I was super impressed with Ross Fernie. You know, obviously he played the #1 player in Liam Dunster, and you know, I don't think anybody gave anybody a chance that day apart from Liam Dunster. You know, if like the bookies, I'm sure everyone backed Liam Dunster because he's the most consistent player in the world right at this minute, and I'm sure he'll continue to be when the time's right. But I was very impressed with Ross Fernie on day 1. I think maybe the pressure was off him, wasn't it? Because that's what he said on the day. He was like, "Oh, everyone's expecting him to win. No one will see me coming." But the way he played, he deserved to you know, go through, because he was very attacking, dynamic as well, and he was definitely caused a riot. What about another one? Have we got one more? What from this week? I mean, you know, we talk about the second day, and you know, it didn't have the sort of dynamics of the first day, but you know, it's still like a deserved winner. You know, Crowe played really well, and you know, the way that he played, he deserved to go through. He just was confident, wasn't he, all the way through? All the way through. So all in all, how have you found this competition? Like, how do you think the tournament started so far? Well, I think it started off really well, and hopefully it's going to end really well as well. But I think we've still got plenty of action to see. You know, we're only in week 1. We've still got another 6-7 weeks of this, and I'm sure it's all going to be very, very exciting.
And one thing I've got to ask you, because you are actually in the tournament yourself, now you're watching these dynamic games, are you getting more nervous? Have you got any feeling about that at all, or? I mean, you're just going to be poker face and he's going to pretend he's not bothered.
I'm very good at poker face, and I like the walk on, I like the interview, and hopefully I can produce some better shots than
yeah, but I'm going to be interviewing you.
Night.
That could make it difficult for you, Mark. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you would do, though, wouldn't you? Really would. So, like you always do, and it's very challenging, but it's good. It's good for TV.
Well, what style? Because I haven't seen you play. What's your style like?
I can't give that away, sure.
Oh, come on.
Well, I'm very sort of calm, collective, and I'll wait in the seat. I'll never give much away. Very poker faced, like I've always said. You know, I won't have the expressions that we've seen from the Rocket today, and. You know, I think we should just wait and see, to be honest, and look forward to that in week 5.
Yeah, the big question being as well, when it comes to pickers' picks, will you pick yourself?
Well, of course I will. Why wouldn't I?
You can't pick yourself.
I mean, I've got a tough opponent in Adam Basu. You know, he won the last amateur tour, so I'm expecting a really.
I love you
game.
you hear him say it's a tough opponent, but you're still going to back
They're all
yourself,
tough
aren't you?
opponents. It doesn't matter who I've got in here. You know, if I saw Kelly Scott in here, that's another tough opponent. So.
Well, if you were watching on Monday night, you may have saw me get one ball in. You could probably catch that back up if you're watching on Sky.
Definitely.
It was wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us the past few days. We've had an absolute hoot. I know all the players have as well. We've absolutely loved it. But we are back. This is not the end. We are back again on Monday, aren't we? From 3 o'clock. It's Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, morning and afternoon and evening. I hope you join us there. Monday night, 10 o'clock, be there.